we had a ton of debt. So I turned like 30 and I was just like, we were coming up on the 10-year, I think, to like renew it or something like that. I think I have my dates messed up, but I was just like, no, I can't do this. I want to go out west. And I started at the same time, kind of simultaneously screwing around more on like the web stuff, building like development stuff in the restaurant.
All right, Adam, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Ross, man. Nice to be here.
Dude, it's a pleasure, bro. It's a pleasure. I think we just did half the podcast off air,
I
so
know.
we'll have to redo it all for the viewers,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna be a good one, bro.
I know. We got good energy. I like it.
How's
Toasters.
hey, when two New Yorkers get in the room, forget it.
We're gonna be shit talking. For sure.
How's your day going, bro? It's night for you, right? You're tuning in from Europe right now.
Yep.
It's like
yeah, I'm over
10
in
o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock right now, a little after. Yeah, over in Brussels right now because of a string of crazy events. And yeah, we'll probably get into it later. But yeah, no, I've been basically out here for like over a year now. I was supposed to be coming back and forth, but with COVID and everything, I just don't feel like traveling and quarantining and dealing with all that. So yeah,
for sure.
So I'm here right now.
How's it over there right now with COVID?
It's the same everywhere. I feel, it's we're like I feel like we're a couple weeks ahead of America. Like, so every time something happens here, it's like I hear about it in America like 2 weeks later. Like we shut down here, we shut down there in 2 weeks. But it's whatever, man. At this point, it's just we wear masks outside, masks inside. I'm
right.
Luckily I work from home, so not much changes. I don't have to worry about commuting or going into the office or any of that stuff. So fortunately, as long as I have internet and power, I'm pretty solid.
That's it, brother. That's the beauty, man.
I'm just trying to stay healthy, eat some vitamins, do what I can do.
I hear that, brother. So for the viewers and listeners out there that are familiar with you and your work, would you mind to give us a brief overview?
I'm sure they're not familiar with me or my work, so
they're gonna know today. They're gonna learn now.
For sure, man. But no, thanks for having me on. And the reason why I'm kind of like preaching what I'm doing right now is because I've been doing something really what I feel is awesome, and that's working remotely as a freelancer on Upwork platform mostly, and that's really been my platform of choice. I know that there's others, obviously, but I just, I got on that I was using it to hire people for like 10 years as Odesk and other sites and before they merged into Upwork. But then about 5 years ago, I ran into some pretty crazy financial situations and needed to make some loot. So I was just like, all right, what if I go on there as a freelancer, someone that I was hiring before, because I knew there was a gap. I knew that there was like a need for this like kind of higher level talent, people that knew the marketing world that could do a lot of different things rather than just like one thing, like a designer or someone that could write copy. And I just got on the system, and it from the moment I got on, it's really been an awesome ride. I knew right away that I would be talking to people like you like 5 years later, because I'm like, oh, okay, there's a need for this. It wasn't too long after I got on the system, I got my first job, and that kind of just like blew my mind, because it was the way you get these contracts on Upwork is usually like hourly based. So it was just the greatest thing being able to be like, okay, I'm working with this contract, I'm going to hit work. And it's like, your computer turns into like a freaking ATM machine. You're just making money. And, I used to hate the consulting world or solopreneur world just because I hated like running the business along with it. Like, I don't know if you have like a whole team running stuff, but the whole like accounts receivable and chasing money and all this stuff, like I just didn't want to deal with it. And so that's what I really thought was awesome about this, is the fact that like the platform handled all of it. I knew that the checks would be coming in weekly. And before we got on the podcast rolling, I was saying like it's stable, so it's it's really cool that I was able to like kind of fuse almost like a normal working pattern with this freelance and get the liberty of being able to, you know, be in Brussels and just work like it's nothing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, that's bad to the bone, brother.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
fun.
for the listeners out there, because this is a whole new world for a lot of people, Adam, right? Like, I remember Odesk, Elance,
Yeah.
now, Upwork, Fiverr.
Hmm.
But a lot of people that are listening right now might not be familiar with the term freelancing in the online world. So,
Yeah.
would you mind to like break it down like that? Like, what is an Upwork, right? Like, what's the
Yeah.
purpose of this?
No, it's a great question because it can mean so many different things. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, right now, we're dealing with companies. Mostly all of them have an online presence, and every single one of those people need other people to help them build shit or to fix stuff that was built incorrectly or to create a new promotion or a new campaign, or they want to launch a new product, or they just want to make their web page better. Every single one of those tasks that they're looking for, they need someone. And from what I've seen in the last 5 or 10 years, it's just I kind of was seeing this pattern of full-time employment being a really like big burden for a lot of businesses. So I kind of saw this transition for companies to be looking for more of like project-based work and things like that. So these freelancers, they could really do any part of these projects, whether it's a development team building software, or like I said, like, just some light design, marketing stuff, copywriting. But it could be so many things. Like if you check out Upwork.com, there's just a tremendous amount of just different types of talent that you can kind of put yourself into. For me, I had a problem like categorizing myself because I just do a lot of different shit. So I think that could be good and bad, kind of depending on your seasonality and your experience. But
Right.
yeah, it's just such a wide breadth of available jobs. So it could really be anything. I'm always telling people just to, like, if they're looking to get started, specifically, just like, people are looking for virtual assistants. Even if like Gmail really well, or like Google Docs, or any of these things, they're all kind of like this. You can accumulate all these skill sets, but there's people out there that don't know shit about Gmail, or don't know how to handle their mail, or don't know how to do these like easy tasks, or like WordPress. Like what's WordPress? You know what I mean? So I'm always helping people kind of like learn to earn. So if you can learn these platforms and these other things that these business owners need help with, then you could become a freelancer. I mean, that's just it. And I always say, like, just get very specific on the platforms that you're helping, because they'll be requesting that specifically. Oh, I need WordPress help. Oh, I need Photoshop help. I need Illustrator help. I need this help. And the more of those platforms you can kind of say, oh, I know this. And if you're a good person, they typically want to work with you. And it's an amazing time we're living in, because they could just send a contract over and
That's it.
and get going with it
And you
right
can,
away.
yeah, man, you could literally like turn your computer or phone into a money making machine.
Yeah, and not even in like a lick stamps for money kind of way, like like the shady shit that we saw like 20 years ago. Like, oh, work from home or make money from home. No, it's like I'm doing legit jobs, work for companies,
Right.
and it's just a really honest work. It's nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes my big thing now is just trading time for money. Because if I'm not doing that, I don't get paid. So it's just trying to. That's the big thing. Just kind of measuring time, building a schedule and a calendar that works for yourself. Because you are your own boss, so you can. If you slack off, you're not eating.
Yo, Adam, I have to ask, man.
Yeah.
In the back, right? There's
Oh, yeah.
something going back and forth. I can't tell. I'm just realizing that that's the street out there, right?
Oh, yeah. It's the
No, no,
street
through
out.
the window directly behind you.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought that there was a robot moving because I didn't realize that that's outdoors. I thought that was like a mirror.
No.
Is that like a street sweeper or something out there? It keeps like going back and forth, back.
You know, there's like a bus depot back there, so there's always like big
Okay,
buses
okay,
coming
okay.
in.
I had to ask,
Yeah.
man, because I'm like, wait, what is going on here? But
Yeah,
no,
no, I'm like right in the heart of Brussels over here. So there's like all this like EU activity and stuff like that. Very
nice, man. Yeah.
foreign to us Americans.
So, dude, I think that it's awesome, man. That was a great breakdown. I definitely want to get into your story and kind of how you got started in this whole
Yeah.
freelancing world. But really quick to add on to what you were just saying. So I've been hiring myself on Upwork for 6+ years, maybe, right? And it's been great. I love that Upwork allows you to break down different experience levels, which would obviously reflect on pay and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So I became a freelancer on Upwork myself, right? Because I had the same idea. Because I build funnels, I copyright, all the digital marketing tasks. So I created an account. This was a little bit ago, like a couple years ago, maybe. And I'm like, I'm gonna hit the ground running. Like I'm gonna apply to jobs. They give you credits. I'm gonna get some good gigs. Crickets, man. Crickets, right? Crickets. So eventually I land one gig, right? And this is why I love where we're having this conversation, because a woman paid me $150 to scrape some LinkedIn emails for her, right? And this task took literally like less than 20 minutes. But you're right. Like what you said, she didn't know how to do that. No. I did, right? So it's like putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and people are willing to pay for that. And it was after that, there was one more gig. But then after that gig, it was just crickets, right? It was just nothing. And then it's like, you got to go and buy more credits and apply to gigs. Well, I'm not top rated. I don't have 10 testimonials. And a lot of times I've seen I don't meet their requirements, right?
Yeah.
$1,000 earned or whatever. So what would you say to somebody brand new that's facing those same challenges, trying to get gigs, writing out thoughtful cover letters like, please hire me, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But they're just getting beat out by people that have more experience or more credibility on the platform.
Yeah, no, that's a question I get all the time, man. And it's super frustrating, especially when you get on the system at first, because like you said, you don't have that social proof. You have no portfolio stuff. But you got to kind of use, jujitsu of what you do have, leverage, whatever you do have. So yeah, specifically, do you want to just kind of say what I would do if I was going to do it right now? I mean, one thing, if you don't have the testimonials and stuff like that, like you said, that now having those testimonials, like I don't have to spend any connects or anything like that. Like everything's just kind of invited to me, and
exactly, bro.
And it's like, yeah.
That's the thing, man, because you're top rated. You have that badge, right?
Yeah.
I saw your profile, man.
No, it's actually now I'll come back to your question, but they actually just they hit me with the expert vetted, which just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's the top 1% of everybody of the top ranked. So it's pretty exciting because they're going to have me. We're actually working with like enterprise because they're going like really heavy into the enterprise world.
Congrats, man. So that's huge.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so I would say if you're getting on for the first time, you got to leverage what you have. I mean, a big part of what I did early on was because I knew a lot of times when I was posting jobs, the people that were sending, I mean, I could post a job right now and I'll get 20 proposals sent back, and we'll go through them, and 19 will be like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like this is a serious proposal. And because it's pretty crazy. Like, so I would say the first thing that you should be is just like human and be cool with these people, because every time I'm posting a job, I hate when they come back like they didn't look like they read, what I wrote. They don't seem human. They look like they're copying and pasting. I hate when these dudes make these like really long, like templated things when they think that they're being like slick and stuff like that. And they'll put like, different quotes or anecdotes inside of it. I'm like, dude, like, are you kidding me? Just tell me you read the thing. Tell me you want to hop on the phone and be like, let's work this out. Because the people that are posting these jobs are all not tire kickers. These are people that are like ready to go right now. And they wanted it done yesterday. And they probably had already some dude, their cousin promised them something and he fucked them over. So these people just want stuff done. So I think that right off the bat, if you can just approach these situations like, I got this, this is nothing to me, and we're gonna knock this out of the park. The one thing that you can do before you have the testimonials, and if you are like sending these proposals, is to just make a quick video or something like that. Again, I really think it's best to just show that like you're a human and you're a good person to work with, because that's like at least 80% of it. I don't even care if the guy's not perfect, but if he wants to help and wants to get through, like 99% of these tasks can be found how to do them by going on YouTube and figuring out how to do it. Like literally everything I've ever learned in this fucking whole industry is stuff that I've watched other people do.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So if you're the type of person that's just like, if you commit to it, you'll get it done. You're going to find someone eventually. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is that even though it seems maybe frustrating that, okay, you're getting crickets for 1 and then 2 and then 3, the one thing that you have to realize is every single job post is independent of the other. It's a whole new set of games. It's a brand new role. So anything that happened previously has nothing to do with that one. So it may seem like a pattern, but it may not be a pattern, and it just may be, it just didn't click. But I think that if you keep, like, I was crazy with it at first because I knew I didn't have any reviews and I was kind of, low man on the totem pole. But what I did in the past is I worked with some pretty, significant marketing people, and I threw that in there and I let them know that like, oh, I worked on a job previous to this. So I kind of tried to leverage whatever I can leverage, even without the testimonials. And it was small stuff. So I just made sure that, my first job was like a $40 Infusionsoft gig. And like you, it took me like 20 minutes, but I freaking knocked it out of the park. I went above and beyond. I hooked this dude up with stuff that like he didn't even ask for, and I got it to him fast. And that was it. It was just like, what's next? The next thing you know, he hired me hourly instead of a $40 gig. He hired me for $45 an hour. And that was the one I was talking about earlier. I'm like, wow, this is freaking awesome. Now I can just hit one button and just work on Infusionsoft, which that was the platform that really
God help you.
Yeah.
Not a fan of, Keep now. Not a fan, man. I was a customer for quite some time.
I was too, and most of my clients now are going active campaign. That's been my thing. I don't even think I've logged into Keep in 2020, to be honest.
Dude,
none of my clients even use it anymore.
Active campaign has always been.
It's great.
Like,
I don't think it's the nicest campaign builder, but it's just more fun to play with.
Price wise.
Yeah, price.
Dude, don't make me nerd out, Adam, because I'll talk. I'll talk softwares all day. Yeah, man. So I want to do an experiment, right? So I have this idea where I want to do a series on YouTube, right, where I show people 5 different strategies to make money in 2020, right? Obviously, with everything going on, a lot of people out of work, so on and so forth. Yeah. Freelancing is one of those concepts that I want to show people. Hey, you can make money online. Like, you don't even need a computer. You can go to the library and like work for somebody else. But that barrier, right? Like if you were to start tomorrow, right? You start a brand new profile, figure out what you want to do. Like, okay, I'm going to help people do some email automation. I'm going to help people write some copy, so on and so forth. You have no reviews. You have no hours worked. And you don't meet a lot of the requirements that people that are paying good money are looking for. How long do you think that it would take you to get your first gig?
Not long, because I literally just hired a woman who is fresh to the system. She's I don't even know what her skill set is, but she just seemed like the person that I knew I could trust and be confident with. She has 0 reviews. She just seemed
Right.
educated and good, and she got on the phone with me, and I was impressed, and I hired her. And I didn't need to really check on anything. And she's $25 an hour, and she's now helping with VA stuff. And
Nice.
everybody knows how to email, you know? And so I think it can really start there. And it's crazy if you let it, how quickly you can acquire skills, because it's Gmail right now, and then it's Calendly to help them with their appointments. And then it's the Active Campaign to help integrate that. And then it's, well, you got to write emails. Then it's copywriting. Oh, I want to learn more about copywriting. Oh, I want to watch this. So it just, get your foot in the door with the lowest thing possible, $15 to $20 an hour. Just, you know, you're just hook up your client, you know, and make it seem like they're going to be missing out if they don't go with you. And I think it could be very, very quick, because again, especially if you're an American at this point, because they're really, like, I know the platforms like Upwork are really trying to get more Americans on board. And the jobs that I post don't have a lot of Americans that apply. And they're usually shooting really high in hours without a lot of reviews. So I think that there's definitely always going to be an open door for anyone trying to get in there for that 15 to 25 rate, and just be willing to learn, but at the same time be like, I'll figure it out. If you can confidently, convey that, that's the best thing. Because there's a thing that I always draw. It's like, what's the most expensive freelancer for a client? And that's the freelancer that fucks things up and causes you to have to like hire someone else, re-explain that, re-bring them through, rebuild it, because now they've lost on time, they've lost on money, they've lost on energy, and all of this stuff. So if you can come into a situation, be like, I'm not going to let you down. You know, I'm going to work with you until this happens. If I can't figure this out, I'll go on my own time. Because so often, man, I've hired people that just go dark, or just say, I don't know, not willing to learn, like not willing to do anything. I just didn't go that route. I took it upon, like, you know, if I didn't know something, which like I said, it was all the time. Like, I just figured out how to, someone out there figured it out for you, you know, in this world. Like, you're not doing anything for the first time. No one's,
yeah, man. No, I like what you said, bro. So for the listeners out there, yes, you can become a freelancer in 2020, starting from nothing, get gigs, make money, provide value to people. It's possible, and you can work your way up, just like you did, right? Because you said you took your first gig for $45 an hour,
$45 gig, and that turned into $45 an hour,
right?
Yeah.
And when I went on your Upwork profile last night, you're charging 10 times that amount per hour. Right.
Yes.
So, which is amazing. Which is when I saw that, I was like, that's lawyer money. That's more than lawyer money. I think my most recent lawyer was like $350 an hour. So
depends on the lawyer, man.
Yeah, it depends. Of course. But you know, I want to talk about how you got there, right? Because I think that's an incredible story. You know, I can only assume it's going to be very inspirational, right? So let's backtrack here, right? Mm-hmm. First off, where did you grow up?
Long Island, New York. So
you know how you gave that away? Talk with the hands.
Am I gesticulating?
Yeah, talk with the hands. Okay, Long Island. Is Suffolk or Nassau?
Suffolk. Yeah, East End.
East.
Yeah.
Okay.
Farmland. Ghetto farm. Kind of like the ghetto meets the Hamptons in my the white kids slacked and then went to their polo match or something.
Man, I think the farthest east I've been is like Brentwood. It's like the farthest. I've never went out to the Hamptons or like Montauk or anything.
Brentwood's Brentwood's an interesting place.
Yeah. I think they do a lot of street racing out there, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What the hell is that street? Shit. Because I went to school for one semester in Stony Brook.
Okay.
And man, I can't think of it right now. It'll come back to me. But yeah, it was they had the street racing out there, and like every quarter light, it's crazy. And they would all like hang out on the street. And the McDonald's parking lots and everything. It's crazy.
So, growing up in Long Island, right?
Yeah.
What kind of upbringing did you have, man? Like what was your childhood like, teenage years?
Dude, I was the guy like always trying to find, a little entrepreneurial endeavor somewhere. I was like, I don't know if you know Fire Island, but we would go out there in like the summer and go to like Davis Park, and I would like bring like the wheelbarrow to the boat to like try to help people with their luggage and bring it back. I'd be like finding cans underneath the docks and like exchanging them. So I was always trying to like figure out how to make cash on my own and stuff like that. I just always hated working for a company, and like, for like having a boss just really never was my thing. And then I was kind of doing some geeky stuff in high school. Like I was learning the ropes a little bit of like web page development, some Photoshop, learning design, learning that like kind of digital feng shui stuff, like way things look good. Because I always liked to draw, but I couldn't draw. I was like really shitty at it. So it was nice to be able to like use the computer for that. So I started having fun with that and went to college at Penn State. And then it was same thing there. I was like DJing in college, trying to figure out how to like make money, doing some other things that I'm not going to talk about now. and yeah, man. And after college, it was just like, what the fuck am I going to do with my life? And I went back home after I graduated, back to Long Island. And I was like super depressed. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't be back here at all. Like I just wasn't feeling Long Island. And the next thing, I forget what happened, but my buddy, and this is like over 10 years ago now, he called me up and he's like, dude, what do you think about going back to Penn State and starting a restaurant? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, man, let's do it. So we, four fraternity brother, like friends and I, four total, we went back to Penn State, opened up this restaurant, had a lot of fun, opened a second location in Philly. And yeah, do you want me to kind of go through this whole story?
Yeah.
Cool?
So I have two follow-up questions for you.
Yeah,
First off, what was your major? What did you graduate with?
It was management science and information systems. So it's like a bachelor's of business.
Okay,
yeah, business.
Bachelor's of business. Okay.
Yeah.
The second thing is what kind of restaurant was it?
Pita Pit. So it's a franchise, kind of like imagine Subways, but like you cook the food.
Dude, I've heard of that place before, I think.
Yeah,
they're still around. They're still around.
Yeah,
right?
There was one in Hermosa Beach too. Yeah, in the West Coast. Where are you located right now?
I don't know. Where?
You're in Jersey, right?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say.
Maybe.
I don't want to blow your cover.
No, yeah, I'm in Jersey.
Dirty
Jersey. It smells like.
Yeah,
shit
I think
here.
there was one. I think in Jersey somewhere.
I remember. Yeah. Was the logo like red and green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a spoon for some reason. Kind of shaped thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. So you open up a location up in Penn State area.
Yeah.
You open another one in Philly.
Yeah, because we got too old for college town. Like, we're like 23, 24. We're like, all right, we're going nowhere fast here. So yeah, we wanted to put one in Philly, and then we just got our ass kicked. Like basically, the moment we opened, we had like a $10,000 rent, and there wasn't much of a dinner business, and we were used to like an all-day business from start to 18-hour day business, and there it was just lunch, little dinner, no late night.
How'd you guys pay for the restaurant?
We didn't. We had to use the first restaurant to basically pay for the second, and so we were robbing Peter to pay Paul.
I mean, even the first one though, like, did you get bank financing or something like that?
Oh yeah, the four of us were able to get it, and then the second one we took a big loan out because we were, we thought we were the shit, and so yeah, the second one fucked us up really good, and we just basically tried to keep it open for like 5 years, man, and we were just losing money the whole time. So basically, all the money that we basically made from the first one to pay off this one, and we had a ton of debt. So I turned 30, and I was just we were coming up on the 10-year, I think, to renew it or something like that. I think I have my dates messed up, but I was just no, I can't do this. I want to go out west. And I started at the same time, kind of simultaneously screwing around more on like the web stuff, building like development stuff. In the restaurant business, I was the one like doing all of like the marketing stuff, the digital menus, the web page, the emails going out. And I started, figuring out what it was like to talk to masses of people, because we had like a really big email list, and started hanging out with some friends that were more in like this internet marketing world. And they showed me, really what it's like to sell shit like online automatically. And I was just like kind of mind blown. So I started really kind of looking into that more and more. And then he actually hired me to help him with his company, which was an app business. And basically he just took me to school and just showed me a lot of these different internet marketing, just fundamentals, and had me working. And they were located West Coast, and I was just like, all right, I'm taking this opportunity to go now. Went to Maui, like hung out. I'm like, oh my God, I love this so much more than Philadelphia. And and then just landed in SF for a little while. I didn't really like it as a New Yorker. I'm just like, I'm not feeling SF. And then wound up in LA, and I really liked it in LA. So
Interesting.
yeah.
You like LA more than SF?
Yeah, but I wasn't really in LA like Hollywood. I was by the beach. So I was like waking up, surfing every day, doing fun shit. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even feel like it's part of LA. Like I didn't change out of flip-flops in 5 years probably. So
yeah, Cali's not doing so good right now.
No,
man. A lot
man.
of people are leaving there.
It is a different story now, man. I think I tapped out at the right time. So.
Man, okay, so you're running these restaurants, right?
Yeah.
They're not doing so well. One of them's bleeding the other, and they're just not doing well, right? So you got out of that.
Yeah.
Right? You just called it a loss and walked away, or did you guys dissolve the business, or what did that look like?
I think we had to dissolve one business. We had to negotiate like a huge settlement on this one loan. There was a lot of just
so you got out of it.
Stuff
right?
we had.
Now you're on your own, right? You get an opportunity to go out west.
Yeah.
Right? You learn the internet marketing world. You're learning all these new skill sets. And you said that you were working for a buddy of yours?
Yeah, a buddy of mine who basically became a business partner with a fellow named Chad Moretta, who like does a bunch of app stuff. And so he was basically starting a new company, and he brought my friend in to help him, because my friend is really well versed in like internet marketing. So he was like kind of building me up to help Chad, with this company. So he was like kind of,
right.
Yeah.
Now, when you made that transition, did you take an income cut, or were you making more money than you were with the restaurant?
Oh, I think. So I got probably an income cut, I would say, not on an hourly basis, because I was probably working more time at the restaurant. But who really knows? Because as a owner, I was probably losing money at the same time I was giving myself salary. So I was probably, making more money with the job, but it felt like less, kind of to ego, because my salary just looked well. But it was, it definitely was not high. It was definitely very, very low. But I just saw it as an opportunity because I didn't have any like stability in a while. I was just like, yeah, let's just do this for right now.
Right.
This seems good. I mean, like I said, I very rarely do I get salary checks. It's just not in my DNA. So I was just like, okay, right now this is good. I don't have to worry about where food's coming right now. So that's cool.
Gotcha. Okay. So how long did you end up working for this company?
So that probably lasted about a year. And my friend and his business partner, they kind of got, I don't know, they kind of locked heads or something like that, dissolved that company, and then left me like basically high and dry, because there just wasn't any company left. And I was like, shit, I'm out here now. And yeah, so that left me in a hell of a place.
Okay. Now, where do you go from there? Like what happened next?
So what happened next from there was that plus the place I was living in, like I had to leave soon because they were like reconstructing it and I needed to be out. And I just, um, yeah, I was trying to figure out a lot of stuff out. And that's why I was just like, shit, I got to fix my situation. And the only thing I knew how to do was just like, how can I get paid quickly? Like I can just freelance, and I was grabbing some work from my old friend who like had me just like designing some ads for his other business. And so I was just like kind of feeling that again, but very unstable. I didn't like it. But yeah, it was at that moment where I was just like, shit, I got to get money to get out of this place. I actually had to come to Europe. And so I was just like, where do I find this money? And I'm like in a shit hole. Like I'm in a load of debt, man. So,
Wait. It's getting juicy now. Okay, this is okay. It's getting juicy. All right. So I'm assuming you ended up in some kind of a hole.
what do you mean by that? Like just a financial hole?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
things you weren't in the promised land. You're getting kicked out of the apartment. Now you don't have a job, and you're relying on picking up some side gigs.
Yeah, I think I was able to go on unemployment for a few weeks, which was pretty cool. And then just some side gigs, and I had.
Okay,
nothing,
now what
really
year is this? When is this taking place?
This is about 2015, I'd say 2016.
Okay, so
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you said that you had went to Europe.
Oh, I wanted to go to Europe.
Okay, you wanted to go to Europe.
Yeah, because I needed to leave my place because they literally like were tearing the place down to renovate it. And I had just met this girl who turned out to be my son's mother. So
Nice.
so yeah, we had met earlier, and I'm like, oh, I want to see her again. So it's just like, well, I don't have money for a freaking European plane ticket right now. So I'm like, I don't even have rent money. So I wanted to do all these things, and I'm like, shit, like, how do I do this? But yeah, it was at that time where I'm like, fuck this. Like, I've worked with the people that are doing this stuff. Like, I know what I'm doing, and I just found that confidence to just like, okay, I'm gonna put on like a video. I'm gonna put it part of my profile. I'm gonna spend some time, make it good, show that like everything I know how to do, lay it out there, and I'm just going to keep applying the freaking jobs until someone replies to me. At this point, I don't think the connects cost money I think you got a lot for free, maybe. I don't know, but I didn't really care. I was just like, I'm going to keep going until someone like replies to me. And I just didn't really stop, man. And it was that like, and then when I got that first job, I knew, because I've worked with marketplaces before, like Amazon and these other things, like I knew what, how these reviews could like generate people to the top, and the way these algorithms work. And, if I show that I'm, really going crazy with this and not just like copy and pasting proposals, but like digging in, writing stuff and really putting the work in, I felt like Upwork, the platform would like appreciate that and kind of push me to the top of these things. And I don't know if it did or it didn't. I just knew I wasn't going to stop. Like I literally said it when I first got that first job. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be the top freelancer in the system. Like I got nothing else going on right now. Like this is one goal I think I could really hit, because I had seen, not to kind of jump backwards, but when I was working with my friends there was this one time when we had this like Infusionsoft campaign mess up, and we're like, okay, we got to go on Upwork and hire someone to help us with this. And then we hired this guy for $100 an hour. And I was like, holy shit, you mean to tell me this guy can play with a software platform from wherever the fuck he is and just charge $100 an hour? And so this was while I was still working with them. So that was like kind of latent at the back of my head. So when I was making this profile, I'm like, if that dude can charge 100 and all he knows is Infusionsoft, and I know design, and I know web pages, and I know forms and data and blah 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 blah, like I'm gonna shit on this guy. So I just like made this competition with myself to just be the best dude on here. Give everybody the best work. Make sure every single person leaving a review freaking loved it and they wanted to leave that review. So I kind of just for the first time in a very long time, I was very focused on this particular goal. And that really, it's really cool that the way that can sometimes work, because I'm not truly goal oriented mostly, but this one was just like, bam, like this is great. And you really just saw that vision like continuing. And yeah. I know I see your head, so I want to give you some time for a follow-up for a question.
You went all in, bro. No, it's awesome, man. It's it's super cool. I have a buddy of mine that went all in on as an Upwork freelancer. He's from the Philippines, and he mastered the art of building funnels on ClickFunnels. And, he's top rated on Upwork. Guy makes multiple six figures, built his dream house. It's just like amazing what you just said, right? It's like you're going to be the best, right? You're going to be like the guy, right? And you can literally just learn a skill on YouTube and then find people that'll pay you to do it,
And the thing is, you say, and I say the best, and I don't even mean that against other people. Right? Like you are 100% in competition with yourself on this thing. Like there's so much work coming through the pipe that it's a sheer abundance, like marketplace. So homeboy down the street bidding on jobs too, like he's not bidding on all the jobs, and neither are you. There's so much out there. It's impossible to really comprehend. And like I said, they're not tire kickers. They want someone right now that can hop on, get in there, fix their shit yesterday.
So you start making money on Upwork, right? And you're realizing now, this is it. Like this is how I'm going to make some cash. I like doing this, right? Where do you go from there, right? Because now you're in Europe. Like, let's connect those dots, right? So you were living in the States.
Yeah.
Getting started on Upwork, taking gigs. Now you're in Europe. Like, let's bridge that gap, man. What? Yeah. Spill the beans, Adam. Tell us what the hell is going on, man. Are you wanted? Are you? I
had to flee the country, and Trump wanted me in the EU area just to spy. They all think I'm spy here, actually, which is really funny. They're like, why the fuck is an American in Brussels? Like, there's no Americans here. It's hilarious. No, so like I was saying, the girl was Belgian. So 4 years later, we had a baby. So he's Belgian, and So like I was saying, the goal was to go back and forth with everything, and I wasn't planning on being European. But then when the COVID hit, I'm just like, I really just don't feel like flying, even though I could work on the plane. But
that's cool, man. So how is it over there, bro? Tell us, man.
It's cool, man. I honestly, I grew with like the restaurants and everything. I've always been like anchored to America. I didn't travel much as a kid other than like driving down to Florida. You know what I mean? Like East Coast kids, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, beyond that, and then going out to California, like I think I went to Italy one time after college, but that was really it. And so getting some real time and exploring Europe, like I had a whole summer down in Italy, and just take the car down to Spain here and just ride around. Last summer I just like drove around Spain just for the fuck of it, and visited all these cities, and it's pretty awesome, man. And it's cool to be here right now because there's none of this like political craziness going on, so you can just kind of have a conversation with someone. And I don't know, it's nice to see people just all getting along and having dinners and normal shit. I don't know. It's nice.
Yeah. Over here, let me bring you up to speed about what's happening.
I'm well up to speed, man.
We got cities burning down. Presidential debates, fucking disaster last night. Yeah, it's.
I saw the debate.
Not going.
Jesus Christ, man!
It's not going too hot over here.
So I think I may pop in before the election, but I'm gonna stay the fuck far away after the election.
Yo, I'm curious, man. Being that you're in Brussels right now. Are you able to mail in your ballot from there?
Yeah,
Like,
there's like something like expats abroad, like expats, like there's a whole webpage. Yeah, you can do it. They'll do a mail-in ballot for out here. Yeah,
gotcha.
that's nice.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So, okay, you obviously have been doing really well on the platform Upwork as a freelancer, and everything is, going good. You're making money, helping people, but on every journey, man, there's always like those bad times, like those down moments, those like, oh shit, anxious, depression, all that shit, man. Like, did you ever experience those? Like, is there one moment that sticks out in your head where things just weren't going the way you wanted them to?
Dude, every day I feel like a high-priced prostitute. So, so put it that
I mean,
way.
$500 an hour is $500.
So I can't say no, but like, like I was saying before, if like I'm not working, I'm starving. So at least now it's like, it's really hard to say no to that. So I feel really excited if I am working. So, and that's, I think you were getting into that earlier, like how did it become 500? Right.
Yes.
And so that was again, me versus me. Like I wanted to make this a game for myself. So every time I successfully got a good review or if they were happy, I just gave myself a raise, man.
Mm,
And that started with like basically just doubling my hourly rate in the beginning.
I freaking love that, man. See,
And that
that's
was the
gold.
coolest. Yeah, because then it was just like, holy shit. Remember like asking your boss for a raise? And I started like doing the math. I'm not going to do it now, but like think about what like a $10,000 a year raise would be when you break that down per month, per week, per hour. It's like, it's not much. You know what I mean? And then when I knew that I could be like, well, I'm just going to go from 45 to 90 or, I think I went 45 to 75 or something like that. It just became like so much more exciting. And then when I broke like 100, it was like, holy shit. Like every time I work now, I'm going to make over 100. Like it was just super exciting. So it's always just been more and more exciting. I feel like I kind of plateaued at the 500 right now. I haven't adjusted it in a while. Just cause I don't know. It's more me. Like I don't know, but if I systematize my stuff better, I may inch it up, but it's hard to justify that at this
Mm,
point. I feel really kind of good in this area because not a lot of people want to work with me, and then when they do, they do, and it gives me also the ability to like offshoot some work to other people and get some people under me. But yeah, you just make it fun because again, you're your own boss, your own owner, so it's like make your business happy. And how do you do that? You make it fun. So that was
mm.
just like super exciting. It forced me to get those reviews, forced me to engage them. And most of the time the reviews came, like I didn't really have to ask. And a lot of the clients I work with, I'm friends with, and we have relationships now because of Upwork. It's pretty cool.
Mm. Have you ever thought of developing your operation to like an agency where you're able to delegate tasks to other people and turn it into
Yeah.
more of like a bigger operation and scale that outside of the Upwork platform?
Yeah, so I have automatescale.com, which is kind of like my agency site, kind of offshoot. Some clients find me through there and they'll get on like a retainer type of thing. I I'd love to. The problem is every time I kind of go into that realm, there's so much more responsibility um, that it becomes almost more profitable not to do any of it and just focus on just the nice thing is with the hourly, if I'm not working, I'm not working. There's no concern really. You know what I mean? And if I am working, I'm working. Once you start doing like, the retainers and the contracts and having, this group work on that, it's just, I have to still make sure that goes through and blah, 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 blah. So every time I try to get that direction, it really screws me up. And I wind up having like pretty bad months because
Mm,
I misplaced my focus because these people are just paying for my mind mostly. And if it's diluted or if I'm trying to push that into like a template or a crew or like whatever, I don't think that's what they generally want when they're attracted to me in the first place. I think they're, I would love something more systematized like that eventually. I don't know. I kind of like having the least amount of responsibility possible, which is something nice.
Yeah, man.
With my restaurants, man, like I would get calls all day from morning until night, people wanting something, employees, people passed out in the bathroom. It's like always
a
something.
bunch of mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Now with the platform, they kind of handle all the headaches, sort of, right?
Totally, man. Like say a client ducks out or their credit card like doesn't work or something like that. Like Upwork will pay you. It's all insured. Imagine like me having to chase people for money and stuff like that, or ask them for money. Like I would hate that. So, yeah.
Right. I dig it, man. Now, what do you dislike most about what you
do? I'd say what I dislike most, what I do is, again, I feel a lot of pressure to work, and again, like, because if I don't work, my score could go down on Upwork. There's pressure there. There's pressure to get good reviews. If I have a beef with a client, which does happen, like we don't always see eye to eye. Like I got to make sure that I eat my ego and figure it out, because the game is more important than my ego. So I've dropped that a lot, and shown empathy and, and as much as it hurts sometimes, I'm just like, okay, why do they feel this way? Where do they feel like they didn't get their value? How do I fix that? So there's energy that goes into that and solving that. And you can't not solve that, because if you don't, that could really fuck you. And that's a lot of pressure sometimes. So
I'm curious, man, how many clients do you work with at a time?
Usually like 3 or 4 a week.
3 or 4 clients a week.
Yeah. Oh, I'm usually juggling about 3 or 4. Usually like those, they're within a launch or something like that. Not a huge launch. Like if it's a big launch, I'm probably like 1 or 2. But I have 50 contracts plus open right now. So
50 open contracts?
Yeah. So at any moment, someone, I've had clients for 4 years. So at any moment, they could ask me for something. That's the other thing I did too. I told the old contracts that I would always grant them my original rate for them, because that's how I kind of locked them into that rate, because they saw that it was increasing and they're like, well, we saw that you like charge this rate for this person. I'm like, yeah, because it just keeps increasing. So I can lock you in on this rate and then blah, 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 blah. So that was like part of my like little sales strategy. Yeah.
I'm curious. Do you still work with that first client, that $45 an hour?
I don't know.
He's probably kicking tires right now. He's probably like, damn, man, I can't afford this guy no more.
No, this guy's crushing it, man. I don't know about right now, but he was in private equity real estate business, and he was doing really well. But yeah, I mean, that contract came out to probably about over $15,000 though. Just for that one, just $45 an hour.
Yeah.
So
hey, ain't mad at that, man.
No.
When you're not working as a freelancer, what do you enjoy to do, on your time off? Personal stuff, hobbies, all that good stuff.
So can you see the skateboards up there?
Yeah, I can.
Yes. So we got the skateboarding. I don't know if you could see that dude back there, but that's a dummy. So back in my California days, I was doing like Muay Thai and like Krav Maga stuff. I was surfing a lot there. I want to get more into.
So you're a killer.
I like board stuff.
You can kill with one hand. That
Krav. Yeah. No, dude.
That Krav is fucking crazy.
No, I'm like a first-degree red belt. I'm nothing. These guys would eat me up and destroy me. But no, it's fun. I just like to do it. And yeah, just like yoga when I can. But I've been really lazy about it. But just breathing, doing stuff. And lately, my big hobby has just been like, I'm trying to make more content so I can teach people, how to get on this stuff, what to do, just like get started. You know, if they need help with like platforms stuff. So, you know, I'm starting to develop like a little tribe around that, but it's just for fun mostly. But I just really see freelancing and remote working just being everything soon. I really do. I think that there will be very limited full-time employment hires for any like development team or any kind of like marketing stuff. I just really, I don't see full-time employment making a comeback, office settings like that making a comeback for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy what's happening right now. Disney just announced they're laying off 18,000.
I thought it was like 28,000 or something like that. It was
I hope it's
crazy.
not 28,000. It's a lot of people, though. A lot of people. And I just read an article. I think it was in a Washington Post yesterday. I'm not sure about how empty offices in Manhattan are right now. People can go back, but they're not.
Right.
It's like it's a ghost town. Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, dude. It's like, you know, the restaurants are open here, but do you want to go inside and like hang out with people? Like, I don't know. I just went to a restaurant. I was just outside in the cold. I'm like, I'd rather just be out here and eat than be inside. I don't know. It's like messed with our psyche. So I don't know when we're gonna
It's risky. It's risky biz.
It's risky business, you know? Man.
I mean, it's one of those things, bro. Where have you seen anybody with coronavirus?
Like with my own eyes.
Yeah, like do you know it? Like, do you know anybody that has had it?
Yeah. Well, I had a meeting with this whole like real estate office, and every single one of them had it. My kid's mom's boss has it right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah,
I know it's real.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like the boogeyman because it's like it's invisible.
Yeah.
It's like, you know. So I don't know.
But yeah, no one thank God in my like immediate circles or family, at least not bad. I don't know anybody, man. I don't know anybody personally. I think
50,000 cases a day here in the States.
I know it's freaking crazy.
They say it's out there, but I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't know anybody that has that. I know it's real. I'm not downplaying it at all. I'm just saying it's like it's fucking crazy. You know, like with the flu, it's like your friend gets the flu and you're like, oh, John has the flu. He's fucking, he's in bed right now. He's sick. But with COVID, it's like with COVID, it's like, you know, it's crazy, man.
I heard a dude that knows a dude that knows a dude. But like someone posted that on my Facebook, like, you know, kind of like, does anybody know anybody that had COVID? And like, literally like a freaking 100 different comments were like, yeah, my cousin Terry, and blah blah blah, and you know, it's like everybody. So I guess we're just fortunate, man. You know, it's just the crazy thing is how many people are on this earth. You know what I mean? Like only 7 million people have gotten it confirmed in what 8 months, and there's
7 billion
380 million Americans. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's gonna take some real time, unless it goes crazy, for everybody to feel, you know, that like first degree of impact, you know, just from the numbers, just because there's so many people. But I don't fucking know, man. At this point, like I was so shook in March and everything, and you know, here I got like weapons and cans and food and everything like that. I'm like, I was ready to like, I got a Jeep. I'm like ready to pack that thing up. I don't even know where I'm headed. Like, where am I going? So, but now I'm just like, man, like, 99.6% chance of living through it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just stay hunkered up? I don't know. So
it's tricky,
measuring
man.
risks.
Yeah, you got to measure. Exactly. You got to measure the risk. Like over here, bro, Jersey, forget it, bro. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They go to Jersey Shore. Oh, they don't give a fuck. All the bars, the beach clubs, packed.
Are they packed?
Yeah. Belmar, all the shore points.
But I think that's what's happening. The problem is, man, like, and we could we could stop the COVID talk anytime you want, but I think what's happening now though is there's just so many more younger people getting it. At first, it was like a lot of like the older people that were getting it. It's much more destructive for them. but now all the younger people are getting it. It's spreading a lot more. So I don't think that they're going into hospitals more, and it's a different data sheet, and we're just like kind of trying to all compile everything to make easy sense of it. And I think
I don't know, dude.
there's so many
Listen,
variables and
I'm probably gonna get shit for this, man. Okay, but it's my
I'm
podcast, so I don't care. Listen to
I
me.
have
So
my
first,
name is Mark. My name.
here's the thing, bro. All right. First of all, the Gen Z, they don't give a fuck, man. They think they're invincible. They're young. I was young too. If I was
Yep.
18, I probably would be at the bar as well. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you're fucking young and dumb, whatever. But I went down to Florida a couple weeks ago, and I went into a grocery store, Publix, right? Dude, no, there's no masks. No,
No shit.
grown men, grown women, no masks. And now Florida just literally lifted all restrictions.
They're not doing shit, right? Yeah.
So, I mean, we're in a pandemic. And then people say, "Oh, if I wear a mask, that's tyranny. that's fascism." And it's like, oh my god, like we're in this situation because of people like you, because you won't do your part. Like,
But then, yeah, it's crazy because, like here in Belgium, so I think they're ending this tomorrow, but you got to wear a mask outside, but you don't have to wear a mask if you're sitting in the restaurant,
same
and
shit.
it's like, what? Like, how do you push these illogical kind of initiatives when they just don't make any sense? Like, what is the COVID's not going to catch me if I'm sitting, or
It's tricky, bro.
I'm doing this versus doing that. Like, oh, I can't.
Same thing here, bro. If you're at the restaurant, if you're sitting and eating, you don't need a mask. The second you get up, you need one. But the people walking past you, they're wearing masks. You're sitting and eating, not wearing it. It's just, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
But you know what, man? Thankfully, you're an online freelancer, right? And you don't have to worry about losing
The
your
only
gig.
viruses I'm catching are Trojan horses and
fucking computer viruses, baby. That's it, man. Dude, listen, man. Adam, bro, the people have been locked in and tuned in for the last hour.
Dude, this hour flew by.
I'm not... It did,
dude,
bro.
I love it, man.
We might have to get you on the follow-up series, the Where Are They Now series, right?
Probably be in the
Maybe
same
be
spot.
$1,000 an hour. But man, what's your message for the people, man? What do you want people to know?
That there's no cap on these opportunities at all. Like I said, every single job that's being posted has nothing to do with the last job being posted, and they're being posted at frequencies beyond fathom. So if you just want to get in the game, if you need money right now, harvest your skills, lay them out there, make a video, get some confidence that you could help someone, and just really just go full on through. I mean, what do you got to lose? I mean, someone is going to find that beauty in you and hire you. I've no doubt. If they could hire me and pay me money at what they're paying me, then they can 100% hire you, because I am like nothing special, honestly. Like I said, I've learned everything I learned on YouTube and through other people. So the information's out there, and just be the person that says, if you're going to do something, just do it. And if a client sees you doing that, they will keep you around, and that will attract other people, other clients, and all of this work accumulates, and it gets, bigger and bigger. Like I said earlier, with the skills and stuff like that. So just get in the game, check out what I'm doing, check out what other people are doing. I got this blog where I talk about what I do and shit like that. If you want me to.
Yeah, bro, share it with us.
Okay.
Man. Where
So
can people
I
hit you
have
up?
upworksavedmylife.com. So that's like kind of like my blog, how to get started on Upwork. And then, check that out. Check out Upwork, check out Fiverr. If you have like, maybe if you're good at designing like very specific things, Fiverr is good. but yeah, it's not just those two platforms. And if you want to start doing this stuff, there's people out there that will 100% pay you to help them, just to help them with their time, because there's so many companies transitioning to a web only environment. So many businesses that never even like considered their operations, or their team management or anything online, and it's all there now. All their products, all their services, all their internal CRM processes for mostly any company. You tell me a company, I could probably tell you how they're utilizing some of these, customer retention management platforms or CRMs or anything like that, online. So learn these platforms. Start with Infusionsoft. Start with ActiveCampaign.
I love it, bro. Oh,
Yeah,
golden
man.
nuggets, man.
There's all this opportunity, and I'm talking to you right now. I'm obviously not applying for the jobs or anything like that. So they're just, someone's picking them up.
Man. Adam, man, it was an absolute pleasure to have you here, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you so
it was really
much
nice
for sharing.
talking to you.
For sure,
Absolutely.
bro. For sure, my man. And the best place you said to hit you up was upworksavemylife.com. Is that it? Is that the blog?
Yeah, you can. That's the blog. You can email me through that. If you have questions too, I answer a ton of questions on Quora. You could find me, Adam Palmer. But yeah, or just search me out on Upwork itself. But
awesome, bro.
yeah,
all right.
Please.
No doubt, man. Well, dude, enjoy your night in Brussels.
Thank you so much.
It was great to have you here, man. We'll chat soon.
Absolutely.